welcome everyone. Today I wanted to talk to you about momentum in building towards our goals. And the reason that I wanted to talk to you about that is in the last week or so I read an article that talked about how New Year's resolutions, 80% of New Year's resolutions have typically been abandoned by the 19th of January. As I record this, it's the 2nd of February, so we're a couple of weeks away from that. And I wonder if that resonates with you. Are you familiar with that? Did you already quit on your New Year's resolutions? One of the things we talk about when it comes to achieving our goals or not is momentum. We talk about how if our progress towards that goal that we set ourselves peters out, we talk about losing momentum or losing steam, or we use these kinds of phrases. I've done it myself. So I wrote a piece probably a couple of years ago now about trying to capture momentum, to build momentum by starting your New Year's resolutions at the end of the previous year, rather than waiting for the new year when we're, in a celebratory mood and have relaxed and taken our foot off the gas. Again, momentum types of language. If we start building that momentum at the end of the previous year, then that really kind of puts the wind in our sails, allows us to build up steam, allows us to build momentum into the new year, and gives our resolutions a fighting chance to take hold and fight against that compulsion around the 19th of January, apparently, to quit. But all of that is a fallacy, actually, isn't it? We're not going anywhere. We're not moving. We're not traveling. Momentum isn't real. It's all in our heads, isn't it? It's useful language to describe how we feel, but it's not real. So what does it mean? What does it mean? We need to change how we're thinking about our goals. We need to change how we're approaching them. We need to change how we're describing our approach to them. Rather than thinking about momentum, something rolling down a hill, gathering speed, gathering momentum, that's not really how it is. That's not really how it feels. Actually, if we're trying to reach a goal that's a long way from us, that feels like a stretch, every step that we take is a step into the unknown. It's more like struggling up a hill into a headwind. Every step we take feels like a new step, feels like a new challenge, doesn't it? And so rather than building momentum, what we have to think about is we have to stay focused on where we're trying to get to. We have to accept that sometimes that wind, that headwind, is going to be buffeting us more. Sometimes we're going to get knocked off course. Sometimes we're going to stumble backwards. By definition, we lose momentum. But we have to remember that the next step into the wind is going to take us forward again. So rather than thinking about momentum, what we need to do is focus on our outcome, focus on what we're trying to achieve. Write that down on a piece of paper. Why do we want to achieve it? What is it about this thing that is driving us to try to get there? Why do we want it? Write your why down on that piece of paper. And now make a plan. Be very honest with yourself about where you are now and where you want to get to and how you're going to get from here to there. And consider the problems that you're going to meet along the way. Now, again, we're stepping into the unknown. We might not be able to predict all of the things that could potentially go wrong, that could potentially knock us off course. But if we think about those things in advance and think about how we're going to deal with them when they arise, we've at least got a fighting chance of making some progress here. And then we have to let up on ourselves a little bit. We have to accept that there are going to be days where we don't make any progress. There are potentially going to be weeks where we don't make any progress, but we should not let that stop us. That doesn't mean we lost momentum. Just because we didn't take a step forward yesterday doesn't mean we can't take a step forward today. This is the key. If we use the language of losing steam, losing momentum, if we use that language to allow us to lose sight of our goal, to stop working on our goal, then we're not going to take any action today. But if we think about it one step at a time, if I take a step forward today, I've made some progress. It doesn't matter what happened yesterday. It doesn't matter what happened last week. Then we can get forward, move forward, and achieve the goals that we set for ourselves. That goal that we set for ourselves at New Year was important enough for us to think about it, to say it out loud, to commit to it. Then it's important enough to work towards and to take a step towards today and another step towards tomorrow. It doesn't matter about momentum. Momentum is all in your head. What matters is taking one tangible step towards your goal today and doing the same thing again tomorrow. So if you're one of those people, if you have let a New Year's resolution that was so important to you slide away, whether it was the 19th of January or the 22nd or the 30th, it doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter because momentum's not a real thing. What can you do today to take a step towards it? And what are you going to do tomorrow to take the next step? Line up on yourselves. Remember why you wanted to achieve this goal and go and get it. What's stopping you? Nothing.